So I don't know if you've ever had fajo. Are you Puerto Rican? Or are you
I'm Mexican and Haitian.
Haitian? Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Damn, I would have never guessed that. You're very ambiguous.
Je parle un peu de français.
Yeah.
Y puedo hablar español también.
That's
No, that's high school French, and my Spanish is not good.
Nice,
Wow.
nice.
So in Colombia, we have this drink called fajo. You take colombiana. It's like I feel like it's like the Colombian version of it's like peach cobbler. Like it just reminds me of like peach. Like
Sounds gas.
what's like a peach soda? Fuck,
Peach
what's the
soda?
English, like name for it?
Gun to my head, I would die right now.
Whatever. You mix it with beer, and then
Okay.
it's
You
called
mix it with
fajo.
beer?
Yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna need one of them.
I got you. I know.
Felix.
You only need like 20% Colombiana and the rest beer. So
Okay. I'm
putting you on.
scared. So you're Colombian?
Yeah,
100% or?
100%. I was born and raised.
You were born there too?
I came here when I was 5.
That's dope. What?
Well, I mean, I've always wondered that. Like, are you raised? Like, what are your like formative years when you're like 5 to 10, or like 10 to?
I mean, you were pretty much raised there. You know what I'm saying? Because do you still
Yeah.
remember stuff when you were?
Yeah, definitely. And we
Yeah.
go back like every other year. So
Yeah.
we
Oh,
travel a
yeah.
lot
Yeah.
back.
So I would say that you're born and raised.
And South America is where I spent most of my days.
I mean, do you consider Colombia home?
I do. Yeah, like I
it's,
want to spend every winter over there. We didn't go this
Yeah.
winter because I just had a baby. I don't know if you-
Yeah. Congrats too. I seen that.
So
That's what's up,
we
bro.
we're holding off until he's 6 months, and we're gonna go in March.
Oh,
I'm,
yeah.
I'm super excited.
Already
You guys
flying.
both travel a lot too.
Yeah,
So
my
United?
wife works for United, so
Oh.
yeah, I just try to keep up with her. She's always traveling. She's actually out of town right now for work, so
All right,
Yeah.
let's have a cheers.
Cheers, guys. Thank you guys for
Cheers.
having me on here.
yes.
Pierre.
Super dope. Hey, to the user friendly podcast, to Pablo and Rex, and everyone that's not here too. Love ya.
Yeah, Squared was really sad about missing it, but he got like super sick today,
Yeah,
and then Jason's out at a funeral, but the show goes on.
yeah. Shout out.
Shout out to Colombia with this drink too.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's
I
really
like that mix.
good.
Traveling's huge though. I love traveling too. My most recent trip, I came back from Japan.
Oh hell yeah!
Bruh,
Crazy.
love it.
Like how recent?
I went for my birthday.
For your birthday, yeah.
Yeah, for my birthday. So September. So
Okay.
last year, not too recent, but yeah, bro, it was life changing. I always feel
Every
like it's
time,
life changing
yeah.
over there. Yeah.
I remember we talked about it when I seen you at your pop up. That was like the first time that we. Whatever, we'll get into it. 3, 2. Can you drop a bomb? I feel like the bombs are like refreshing. Oh, it's the top left. Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to User Friendly, the friendliest podcast in the world. It's your boy Pablo Trees,
It's Rex.
and today we got the most fashionable person in Chicago. He's the hardest working designer, owner of Subtle.
Appreciate
He's
it, bro.
part of the Dior Dream Team.
Yeah.
He's very stylish. Let's give it up for Pierre.
Appreciate it,
Let's
guys.
go.
Thank you guys.
Okay,
Thanks for
Subtle
having me.
Garments.
Subtle Garments game.
Dirty Pesos.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, welcome.
Thank you for joining us, man. How was your week?
It was pretty dope. Just a busy week. We were
Got
kind
the
of talking.
flyer.
Yeah, I'm just like plotting to we kind of finalized on like the dates for like my next pop-up, which is going to be dope. We're doing it at Blind Barber.
January 31st?
Yep, January 31st. It's going to be crazy. Going to be like giving away a lot of shirts.
Oh, shit.
We're going to have just a lot of like interactive stuff. I feel like it's going to
Yeah.
be a nice time.
yeah.
My week is pretty cool. Over the holidays, I had a photo shoot for those sweatpants.
Oh yeah, I saw
Ooh.
that.
That was fire. And then, because it was like super last minute, and I was like, fuck it, if I could book a studio, shout out Maria, she shot it. And then we took advantage and took some pictures of the baby.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
That was cool. How was your week, Rex? What you been up to?
Man, my week has been good. It's the first week of the new year, 2024. So trying to start it off strong, which is just hard to do after the holidays. Like to have 1 week of a buffer before like the new year, before you start making new goals and stuff, it's kind of hard to get back into the swing of things. So like yesterday was the first day back at work, and it was just so sluggish,
Yeah.
very slow. But
Yeah.
trying to get back into it. I feel
Man,
motivated.
It's 2024, guys.
Yeah, sorry, bro. I'm like so confused. I still think I'm in 23. And like even like waking up too, like I just been like not trying to get out of bed. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna just try to stay here like 4 more hours. I'm not trying to do anything.
Hella snooze alarms.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to get into like the first time we really met. I think, if I'm not wrong, you had a winter pop-up, because I remember the glass was like super foggy. I think it's in your video that you posted.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, And I feel like that was the first time we met, unless you.
I think that was the one we had. Like there was like a blizzard going on. I think that was that was my first pop up.
And it was just so hot in there that it was like
foggy from the outside and everything. I think you did pull up to that one.
Maybe I went there, and then the second one we actually got to hang out more. And it's funny because we ended up at Blind Barber also.
Yeah, but we were running around. Didn't we go like to?
We got
the
tacos.
South side?
We were smoking weed.
Yeah,
smoking weed. But yeah, we just had a great time. You showed me hella love, so I appreciate you, bro. Like,
no, you showed a lot of love too, bro. For real.
It was like my first time going to Blind Barber, which is crazy. Sure. And then I was like, "Fuck, am I a cool guy now? Like, is I a part of the scene?"
Stop, bro. Yo, they remember they didn't let us in for a second, right? Like, or we had too many people.
Maybe, yeah. I think somebody had to let us in, or it's I don't know.
We finessed it.
It's because probably like our guy group was too like
the ratio was
on. But you guys were like rapping in my car, and I was like, "Fuck!" Like I wish I had raps in my head, but I was too like scared to rap them.
Oh man, you gotta pull the bars out. That's crazy. I forgot about the freestyles we were doing.
It was fun.
Damn.
Shout out Robbie. He was doing his thing too.
Facts.
But yeah, and then the second one was at 2048.
Shout out Robbie.
Now you're gonna be at Blind Barber. How does that work though? Because it's in like a more like bar club experience.
Yeah. So it's crazy because like the last pop-ups or my couple pop-ups that I've had, like I've always tried to make it interactive. Like I'll try to get like a DJ or anything. I've had like Iggy before. I've had Billa. Yeah. And Billa actually, he's like a resident DJ over at Blind Barber. Okay. So I've been able to kind of like finesse sometimes to get in there and everything, but you know, he's been to the pop-ups too, and then he kind of like asked me if we could maybe do something, like have a little collaboration going and like, you know, just get a good time and like have everyone come through. And because he's at Blind Barber, he's like, yeah, you don't have to worry about it. We could do it at Blind. And like it was really cool. I met with the CEO Dylan and everything, which is really cool. We sat down and talked, chopped it up. Really cool guy.
He's like the owner of Blind Barber?
Not the owner. I think the owner wasn't able to meet that day, but he's like next in charge and everything. But yeah, he runs it.
I think I remember it. Yeah.
Yeah, really cool guy. But yeah, we were just talking ideas and everything, and like he was super excited. He's really geeked for it too, which is awesome. And yeah, like we were talking earlier, we're gonna be having like drink sponsors, which is really cool. So I want to make it really interactive, and I feel like from the previous pop-ups, I want to make it like a next level, like a next step. And I feel like being at this environment and this venue, is going to be that, because Blind Barber is super dope. I love speakeasies, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's going to be cool to lay it out nicely. I want to get like a neon light that has like my B logo on it, and I want to have like, you know, someone post it on the wall and like, you know, make a nice photo op. Yeah. But bro, I don't even know. It's just, I always say it's a blessing how it happened. And you know, I always like thank God for everything too, and it's dope. It's going to be a really cool opportunity, I think.
It's like you can make the most of it, and it's whatever. So I keep hearing like this quote from Andrew Schultz. He just like, it's as far as like you can imagine it. You know what I mean? Like as big as you want it to be.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's really, the world's in your hands.
I guess just so we get some backstory, Pierre is a designer, but he also works for Dior. How was that transition as far as like, because I know you worked at Prada too. Yeah. And like, you had a brand in high school as well. It's like Sean
yeah. Okay. And you said it right too. Damn, are you French? Yeah, bro. I mean, ever since like, you know, I grew up, I've always felt like I've been like, you know, kind of fashion forward, or like at least conscious of like what I'm dressing in. It really happened when like my dad was kind of dressing me when I was growing up, obviously. And he would just put me in like in full sweat, like, you know, a sweatsuit, like gray sweater, gray pants. And then like I remember this one guy, he asked me, I was wearing like a purple sweatsuit, like, yo, why do you always wear like sweatsuits? And I was just like, I never really thought of it then. This was like first grade. I'm like, damn. I'm like, I'm always wearing sweatpants and stuff. So I think like first grade, I was kind of like, all right, dad, like chill out. Like the start of first grade, I was like, all right, chill out. I'm gonna start dressing myself and everything. It'd be a little wild, but you know, I've always been interested in what I'm wearing. And then fast forward like to high school, me and like two other friends, we were just like probably like the fashionistas at school. Like we loved having like sneakers and everything. I was getting like Yeezy, like the Nike Yeezys and stuff with them. But like, yeah, we were just like, damn, like we want to wear something different. We don't want to wear like everyone else is wearing. We want to like wear what we want to wear, and just like we had ideas in our head and would draw stuff up. And then it was really cool. I remember being in high school, you know, we were like, let's go to like, let's try to get like a shirt made that we just designed on like, you know, Photoshop or whatever. Easy graphic, the Shawnee Chicago, whatever. We went to 1 Hour Tees, and then bro, I just remember still like the first time like this shirt came out, it was a Hanes white t-shirt. I was like, oh my God, this is beautiful. I'm like looking at like our logo there, and it just felt like I don't know. It was just like something snapped, or you know what I'm saying?
Was it like direct to garment?
It was,
okay.
direct to garment.
Shout out 1RTs. They've definitely come in clutch. Like sometimes I need shirts for my son's birthday, and I could just get them on the clicks. Yeah,
real quick. Yeah. I remember us three, like we would wear it to school.
Yeah,
we wore the shirts to school, and everyone's like, "What the fuck? Where'd you guys get that? Like, yo, where can we get these?" And then we're just like, "That's
so
like."
It was three of y'all.
Light bulb. Yeah, three of us. So it was me, my homie Ken. His last name is really long. It's 18 characters. Ben Chowen Chiro Suck. That's my
wow.
Yeah. And then my yeah.
Okay.
And then my other boy, his name's AJ Gilo.
Okay.
Shout out to both of them. Yeah, we're just running with that stuff early on. Fast forward to the I was like so about it and everything, and I wanted to experiment with so many different stuff. But in high school, like the funds were so limited. I still wanted to buy shoes and stuff too, and like be fresh. So it was always like trial and error with we'd make some shirts, and I think that spending money on like advertisement like equates to sales, but obviously it doesn't. It's just like, oh, okay. Like I would just remember going to a bunch of pages that had like a lot of followers, like, yo, can I send you this stuff? Like, can you guys wear this? Like, and everything. But
have you ever had somebody try to charge you? I've had that happen once.
Try to charge you after you offering to give them free stuff?
To give them free stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I'd be like, all right, that's crazy. Never mind. Like, what? You know what's crazy? I mean, shout out to Nick Young, but Nick Young hit up the Subtle page and he's just like, yo, man, like, because I guess, when people are like, oh, tag your favorite brands or whatever, I guess someone tagged Subtle, and then like he messaged like our account or whatever. And then he's just like, yo, someone tagged you, like, let's work. I'm like, oh, bet. I'm like, Nick Young? I'm like, yeah, bro, I'll send you some stuff. That's dope. Like, you used to hoop. I like hooping and everything. So definitely. I just like love basketball and everything. I'm like, bet, that'd be dope to have him in it. And then he's like, yeah, like, what's your budget? I'm like,
crazy.
Gotta go. I'm
like, it's like you reached out to us.
Right, you reached out to us. Like, I'll gladly give you something, but I'm not going to pay you for extra advertisement. Like, no, I'm good, bro. So I kind of just do things genuinely now, like from a lot of like the errors that we've had back in the day, man. But it's been quite a transition, and like I've always wanted like to get a lot of clothes, so I would just work retail jobs. Like my first job was like Urban Outfitters. Okay. I remember I was like I was 18.
Were you seasonal or were you full time? I was seasonal at Urban.
Started seasonal, but then they like, yo, we need you here. They locked me in. I was there for like 3 years. And then after that, like I switched over to Finish Line. Kind of first started learning about commission and everything, and was locking down all the shoes I wanted. Then Adidas, the one in Wicker Park when it opened up.
Crazy.
And then I really started like the higher fashion stuff.
It's just always been retail.
Pretty much.
That was gonna be one of my questions. Like, have you ever worked like a manly job? Have you ever gotten your hands dirty?
I mean, I do like handwork and shit with my dad, and like do stuff to the crib and everything. But as far as like super like hands-on stuff, like probably not. I've just really been in like the retail world. And I was like a camp counselor before, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much it. What about you? Have you done
man, so I've had jobs where like I was at a moving company, and that was pretty labor extensive. I feel like because it was also late night. It was like the night shift. I think it started at like 6 and it ended at like 2 a.m. And it was weird. It was like in my head, I was like, this is what I got to go through. Like, I was putting myself through like the hard stuff, and I don't know why. This was like when I had my first kid. So
snap.
I was kind of like, all right,
I need two jobs.
I need to get some bread. For the most part, my hands are pretty soft too. So it's like, I'm a graphic designer, so I'm behind the laptop all day. So you also do some modeling work too, though. Wait, no. Before we get into that, so your high school brand, like Sean say, how do you step away from that? Because me and Squared, and if he was here, we would talk about Effectus. Like that was our clothing brand in high school, and we kind of like decided to put it like on pause because kind of same thing. We didn't have the resources, but also I felt like I was doing the majority of like the work. So is that like similar with you or?
Yeah, for the most part, I felt like I was probably the most passionate about it. Like my friends were also passionate too, don't get me wrong, and they would like put in some work too. But when it came to like wanting to do like the photo shoots, wanting to like, make the pieces, wanted to like create designs and everything, I felt like I was doing a lot of that. And we were also like seniors at the time in high school, so like we were just about like graduate too, so it was like, okay, let's just kind of take a pause too, because a lot of the funds, again, like we'd make stuff, like we'd make money from our shirts and everything that we made, and then we thought, okay, let's give all these profits to like these different people, or we'd like make stuff again and then just like send like free stuff to people, right?
Okay.
And then we're paying for shipping. We also one of my best friends, I don't know if you know Anthony Trevino.
I've heard of him. He's a photographer. Right?
Yeah, he's a photographer. My boy, the first time, like I remember like we really wanted to shoot with him because like we thought he was super raw. And this is just like me meeting him for the first time. He charges a lot. We always joke about this too, but I mean, we were just putting a lot of our funds and like profits into other stuff instead of like back into the brand right away. So it just slowed a lot of stuff. And then, yeah, my friends didn't have too much passion. So we just all kind of like decided to like take some time off. Mm-hmm. And then with like clothing for me, I still wanted to just pursue it and like experiment. So after Shansei, like we stopped it. And then I was just really like sampling and just like exploring like different avenues with like manufacturers and like creating like cut and sew pieces.
Yeah.
So, because we were just doing shirts and screen printing, but then it's like, okay, I want to make some shorts with like an all over print with like specific like, like threads coming out of it or something like that. Or, you wanted to make like a zip up hoodie or something.
Just like really the details.
Yeah. So I was like really doing my own thing. I did like a thing called Safe Travels. I was very inspired by like traveling a lot. So like whenever I would travel, I'd try to make like a capsule or like a collection from the places that I went that inspired me. And then I would play around with that. But yeah, it wasn't until like years later, like 2019. I mean, I was already thinking about it though. But yeah, 2019 is when I like in January I had like the first launch for Subtle. But it was already like in the process and the thought like 2018. And yeah, like it was like really a testament to like how I kind of like live and kind of how I do my stuff. Like, with fashion stuff, I loved wearing like APC jeans, but they look like regular jeans. But if you know, you know.
Yeah,
so that's kind of how I felt like it was like subtle like that. You know what I'm saying? But like specific items that I gravitated towards, like they're dope to me. And I didn't care if you knew what it was or not. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's kind of like my demeanor. And yeah, just like.
And that's how Subtle Garments came about.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I just was like, you know what? All this stuff is subtle. Like not many people know this stuff. Like, and yeah, subtle became the word that kind of stuck with me, and I wanted to run with that.
That's fire. From that, you still model, and you still like, do you model your own stuff or not really?
So yes and no. Sometimes I like to model my own stuff just because like I feel like there's a certain way you gotta wear it like to get like the full swagginess out and everything. And don't get me wrong, like there's other models that could definitely do that too and everything. But I don't know. It's the brand's. My brand is just more personal to me, so I feel like there's a different connection when I like to wear the pieces or put them a certain way. But as far as modeling goes too, like I don't really like to say like I'm a model or anything, but like every now and then I get like offered an opportunity to like do something with modeling. Shout out to my boy Oscar Castillo with Modern Notoriety.
Come on the pod.
Yeah, come on the pod. We'll talk. I'll talk to him. But yeah, like for example, like he'll always like offer opportunities with like different brands and stuff. Like we did, like, I'm on like the sneakers app, which is crazy. Like for a Jordan shoot and everything for like Mexican independence. Nice. Yeah, and it's crazy. Yeah. It's like, so that stuff is dope. And then my boy Vince, shout out to Vince. Like he even like, I was on it's like so weird to think, but like I shot a campaign with Puma and then I was like on a billboard like in Atlanta.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? But I didn't get to see it, but I had some friends out there and they took some photos of it, which is pretty dope. Sick. But yeah, whenever like, the opportunity presents itself, I'll definitely like venture into it. It'd be cool to probably be a model full time, but I want to do my own thing. I don't want to really be out there all the time. I want to be subtle. You know what I'm saying?
Be behind the scenes. So Rex also does modeling. That's why I wanted to bring it up. It's like
pretty much in the same capacity as you, just kind of like mutual friends or just close friends of mine that are reaching out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of like Avocado?
Avocado.
So it's like a Filipino brand. They're based in like the west suburbs of Chicago.
Yeah,
right now.
pretty much.
They're a Chicago brand.
Yeah, they're up and coming for sure. They've been on it for a while, but yeah, they just asked me to do a few shoots. So
and he looks good.
I gotta see this lookbook.
yeah. They have a storefront in the west suburbs now, and got my picture blown up on the wall. So that's nice. But
you gotta see those.
What's it called when it's like a certain? It's like a snize. Have you guys ever heard of that? It's like your snize. Like maybe I'm saying it wrong.
Smizing?
Could you use it in a sentence?
It's like a stern look, but you're not trying to smile. Like it's like for models. It's a term for models. I don't know if I'm
smiling with your eyes.
Maybe.
Okay. We call that the light skin pose. But no, I can see it. Yes, smiling with your eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Damn.
I feel like, don't you like do some of your stuff too, like with your clothing? I feel like you.
Yeah, but I do it out of like necessity because I like sometimes I can't find a model. Like even like how I said, I had a photo shoot and that was really tough because I have a hard time reaching out to people and I like hate getting left on red too. Like I think for your last shoot with the bomber jacket, you were talking about how you had your homie just like throw on the jacket and some of the hardships that came with like keeping Subtle going. Because it is like a very expensive like journey, you know what I mean?
Oh man, bro, like very expensive, and like it's okay too because a lot of times I feel like in this industry, like people feel like there is no room to fail, but honestly, like you have to like make failing like your friend. You know what I'm saying? It sucks. Like it's the friend that you don't want to see. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But like a lot of times you learn so much from it, and again, like I mean. Bro, I've had like countless things that I've like wanted to create and stuff, and then you know you place a big order for them and it's like okay, they look perfect in the samples, and then like you get, you know, you pay whatever money you have to order like 40 or 50 pieces or something like that, you get it shipped out, all this time is being spent, you know, you're wasting time and everything, like just waiting for stuff to come through, and then for it to come through and it's like not perfect, and it's like bruh, like, you know, I'm not going to sell this whack ass shit that you just sent me to, you know, to any of my clients because it's not what I want and it's not what I envisioned. So that also delays everything. I've had like, man, I've had like over, we could say like over 100 pieces like of different orders like throughout the years of just like.
They're just messed up.
Like,
damn.
What do you do? What am I doing? Yeah, they're just literally sitting at the crib. Like, I wouldn't even want to give them away for free because the logo is just so ugly on it. I'm like, bro, what can I do with this? But
because it messes up your reputation too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like, I don't want this to be correlated with the brand. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is whack. This is not what we're gonna put out. But I mean, it's still a cool learning process too. And then something that always kind of sits in the back of my head is like, there's no rush, there's no race. And when you think about it, like in like the fashion industry, like the fashion world, like people start really late. Like Ralph Lauren started Ralph Lauren at 40. You know what I'm saying? Vera Wang when she was 60. I think Virgil too. He really started with Off-White when he was like, I think late 30s or like 40s or whatever too. So it's like, trust the process, continue to do it. If you continue to push, like you'll get there. But it's like, you know, it's a process, and a lot of times it could drag and it could suck. You could feel like you want to quit right then and there. But when you don't quit, you know, welcome the adversity. I feel like you learn so much, not only for, you know, your brand, but about yourself too. Like you don't have to give up. Yeah.
It's crazy because now that you bring that up, it reminds me of, so I think going into 2022 or 2020, it had to be 2022. So I do a yearly calendar, and I actually just dropped the last.
Oh yeah.
So this 2024 calendar, it has 12 artists from Chicago. They all have a different month. So I'm January, and there's like different artists. They all have different. And we're having a show at Peaks of Novel in Pilsen, January 13th. But by the time you hear this, it'll already have happened. Oh, okay. But
be there.
But the second year I did it, I was like, all right, I'm set. I got like all these orders for calendars, and then I get them made. And keep in mind, like every calendar probably costs like $12 to $18 to make. Yeah. And then I probably had like, I don't know, 25 to 30 orders of calendars. And I get them all placed, and they have the wrong dates on them. They have the new artwork, but with last year's dates.
Damn.
Oh snap.
And it was just like the biggest L that you take at January, because it's like I dropped them at the beginning of the month. I was like, oh, this is the beginning of my year. And then,
I'm sorry,
so this year I'm determined to get some money back.
It's gonna come
but it's
back.
Like you take L's and like,
you take L's, you learn from them.
Definitely.
You know, but yeah, don't ever let it stop you. And I know at the beginning of the year, I'm sure you're like, fuck, you know what I'm saying? But hey, you're still here today. You're still pushing it. You know what I'm saying?
And if I would have like gave up on that like idea, like I wouldn't have had this opportunity come to me, because it was the same situation where like they reached out and they wanted to do a pop-up with me. So this is cool, like full circle moment. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, that's what's up, bro.
But yeah, so as far as like graphic design and all that, you do it all yourself?
Yeah, like the designs I do pretty much all by myself. Again, though, it's not like the craziest work, and I would love to tap in, you know, with artists as well, because I want to, like, I have so many visions for like what I want to accomplish and everything, but I don't have too much backing with, like, you know, the experience with Photoshop or like Illustrator. So it's hard to really get like my full ideas like out, You know what I'm saying? So I really just settle with more design right now with like pieces that I make and everything. But I really want to like get like the ideas in my head out there, like as far as like graphics and everything. You know what I'm saying? So I have to like find a way. Like we're gonna talk too.
Yeah,
but, like,
definitely.
to develop
I'm
like
ready.
different stuff. You know,
I'm excited because I know you have the vision, and like that's the
Appreciate
hardest
it, bro.
part. I feel like, like I'll make it come to life.
Mm-hmm.
How was everybody's holidays though? Like, how was your New Year, your Christmas? I know you have a lot of family. You probably had to get them all Dior and shit.
That was last year, and that was not a good idea, bro. I was like, you know what? I can't get anything for myself, which is, you know, it's the time you can't. But bro, yeah, Dior, even with the discount, too much. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, this year chilled out on that. You know, sucked up the fam with some other stuff, but holidays were good. This time around, I spent it like Christmas and everything at my girl's crib, and then we also went to my family's crib. So it was a lot of moving around. I felt like I was more so tired like this
Same.
this like coming holiday, but I'm kind of glad, like at least in the retail world, like I'm kind of glad the holidays are over in that regard, just because it was just like crazy people. You know what I'm saying? Hectic. Very, very needy, like people coming in last minute, like, why can't I have this for tomorrow? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just crazy stuff like that. But it was a lot of family time, which is really cool. What about you guys?
Yeah, same. All my family, basically from like my great grandparents on my dad's side, are all around Chicago. So
Okay,
I'm
a big
like
gathering.
5 generations down. Yeah.
Sheesh.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, and then we also had like a family reunion with our bigger extended family with all my great grandparents, like cousins and stuff. So it was huge.
Yeah, moving in deep.
Yeah. So
That's what's
yeah,
up.
You guys play
very
games?
busy. Yeah.
What kind of games?
just random party games. You
Okay.
know how
We
it
played a lot
goes.
of
Like,
Uno.
oh, sure.
You do not want to see me in Uno. I'm letting you know right now.
I found out they had like a giant version. Like they have the cards, but like bigger.
Oh yeah.
And so I ordered those. And those
What?
were
That's
fun.
funny.
Yeah. So
I
it's
gotta
like
see
not
that.
small cards; they're big cards. They're hard to shuffle. But
That sounds fun though. Like
yeah,
it's like a big +4 for you. Like hold that.
and more dramatic. for
More
sure.
satisfying.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll be playing Monopoly too on the holidays. Like I was busting my brother and sister. I love winning in Monopoly just because you know it takes so much time to
Yeah,
like
it's very
get to the end and
satisfying.
everything. And it's just like, give me your property, like. But I love Monopoly. But yeah, that game drags.
You've been about getting money for a long time.
I guess I'll try. Trying.
No, you know what's crazy? McDonald's had a Monopoly game for the longest.
Oh,
you guys
yeah.
remember that?
I
It
love
was
that
like
game.
every year.
Yeah. Why they stop?
I don't know.
Bro, I felt like I seen like on eBay people would sell like, because you know there was like 1 million like
There's always
yeah.
one that
little
you were
stickers.
missing.
Yeah,
you
one
had
that you're
to.
missing.
just
People
need
were
one.
selling for like 500,000. Like, all right, bro.
I bought so many fish fillets.
Oh yeah, no, I got free fries, free Big Macs. Always
Yeah.
give me that. I was like, yeah, it was raw.
That was a good time.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you deal with like a lot of shoplifters, or not really? Has there ever been like a crazy, especially with like looting and shit? Isn't that like a thing?
Yeah, I mean, what's crazy when I was at like the outlets, like over at Prada, I felt like we never really like any of my jobs. I never felt like we got looted like that. But I would witness a lot of it, like in the same mall when I was Rosemont or whatever. When I was in Prada, broad daylight. It was like maybe 12 o'clock at noon. It was like the Gucci store's right across from us in the mall. 10 people just came in. 10 deep, went into the store, grabbed a bunch of shit and just dipped out.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's always crazy stuff like that. I will say there was one time at Prada when I was working there. I had to stop some baby mama, baby daddy drama, which is pretty crazy. I had like, all right, this couple came in, right, with like their maybe like newborn baby. She's like maybe like 1 or 2 because she's like walking. So they're with her, they're looking at some sunglasses. And at the time, like our security guard left already, like, cause he had an early day or something. So like, as far as running the floor, like I would kind of like watch the front of the store and then like, I would also let people in. Right. But we had like a little barrier at the front. Yo, tell me why like these 2 ladies are walking by and then they spot the guy that's like looking at like the men's sunglasses. I'm like watching everything because like they're looking at sunglasses over here. I'm helping someone with some wallets right over here. And I'm watching the front door too. This lady just like goes under like the stand or whatever, comes in and she's just like, oh, fuck you. And I'm like, oh, damn. Like, I'm like, what's going on right now? She comes in hot and then like the girl that's like with the guy at the sunglasses, she's taking off her earrings. She's ready to flex. And then it was just some crazy stuff. But like there was like dreadlocks all over the floor. Like they're
Often
they're
you guys
pulling
had
hair
like
and stuff.
security though, right? And, like,
It was way
no.
after. Like
Damn.
the security wasn't there in time. But yeah, crazy stuff like that. I will say though, when I was at before I started at Dior, they did have some like rides and stuff there too. Someone drove a car into the Dior store.
Oh shit!
Like,
I think I
Crazy.
saw that. Actually.
Yeah.
Dude, that just happened to Sovereign, didn't it? Or,
Yeah, bro.
Like a few weeks.
Shout out to Sovereign. But yeah, I mean, it's just crazy like what the world's going on to right now, bro. It's
Yeah.
wild. People are just, for materialistic stuff, it's never worth it. Like,
Was that, I don't know if you know, but like, was that just to break the glass, or was that to take like they took everything? Or
I mean, I
because
think
I saw
they
pictures.
they
and they're
tried
pretty
to.
empty.
But when I think it's happened twice where like a car is busted into Dior twice.
Oh, okay.
The first time was at night, and I believe they took some stuff. There was one time like during the riots when everything was happening downtown. They completely stripped everything.
Yeah.
Crazy. I was before my time over there too, but like they took everything. The Dior ones were releasing. They took the Dior ones. Like
It's
it
crazy
was
what people
crazy.
do for like hype.
It's
like,
yeah,
yeah.
bro. It's never worth it. Man, those are some crazy ass times though. Nothing
so
recent.
from like the designer brands of clothes, like obviously they're very high price. Like what in your experience and like just being around the kind of higher fashion, what do you think is worth it just to buy in your opinion?
Ooh.
Like do you think it's all worth it, or is it just select pieces? Or
I think it can be select pieces because don't get me wrong, there's definitely pieces where I feel like they can be an investment because they do appreciate in price over the years and everything. But man, you'll be surprised at how many things people can buy where it's just like, where you could think it's completely useless and like, why would you spend like a dime on that? You know what I'm saying? And I've seen it all, bro. Like in like the fashion industry, I guess it's really relative to whoever is buying something. Like, I definitely feel like a lot of it is at the end of the day, like not really like, worth it. Super, super overpriced compared to like a lot of other stuff. And you could find, a lot of like unique designers like at like, a fourth of the price or like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. But I can't say much because I do have some pieces that are kind of like, ridiculous, but everything that I've gotten has been because I work there and like I get like a nice discount from it. So like I won't go to a regular store and be like, yo, 3,000 run that for like a pair of socks or something. You know what I'm saying? Like
especially as a designer, like I feel like you really know what this shit costs.
I mean, too, like we can make this stuff, you know what I'm saying? We make stuff and then we have a nice vision to it and it's not going to be $4,000 for like a jacket, you know what I'm saying? Or something crazy. Like with Dior, there's like a tank top, like a white beater for the ladies, 1,900.
Crazy.
1,900. You know what I'm saying? A white beater.
It's for the name.
Literally, it's crazy. It's crazy though, like what kind of hold these brands can have on someone, like just for the name.
Do you feel like Prada and Dior influenced you as a designer? Like,
I mean, I felt like I was doing a lot of designing before then, but I feel like it helped open my eyes to a lot of different, like I'm learning like different fabrics, like, different materials, and just like it's really cool to see like different designs and like how they do stuff because, they have like really cool creative directors, like with Prada, for example, like Raf Simons. I love a lot of his stuff. Like when he was working at Prada and like just seeing like his perspective on clothing and stuff, like the super oversized, like bomber jackets and everything. It's just cool to see like that come to life and being right there to be able to touch it, because I'd always love to go to like, designer stores and everything when I was younger. I wouldn't buy shit. That you walk in, I wanted to admire everything. People are like, oh, this guy again, like who the fuck? Like, he's not going to buy anything. Like they don't even want to pay you time and, want to give you any time of the day or whatever. But I was always inspired by just going to the stores and just like seeing pieces. And it's really cool to work in those pieces too. I feel like for me too, it's not as exciting just because I see it every day. Yeah. But like, it's cool to like take away from that and, play around with different fabrics and learn like what else I could ask, like, from my manufacturers, like, oh, do you have like this fabric or can you mix this with this? And it makes you definitely experiment a little bit more.
I guess I always thought that if I was like in the industry of what like I'm trying to produce, like I would somewhat, like I guess like you could be influenced by it unintentionally. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean?
No, for sure. I'm sure like subconsciously, like, Prada's a lot of nylon. Like I also love nylon. Like, damn, I want to make a nylon jacket, like a reversible nylon jacket. And, a lot of times I would just make a one-sided jacket, but when I was working at Prada, you know, they actually had reversible jackets too. I'm like, oh, so yeah, nylon
That's
can be
an art,
reversible. And I'm like, all right, fuck it. Let me try to do a
True.
reversible jacket. And I made like my B jacket with like 3M on one side, the other side just like solid, just, you know, subtle. So it definitely makes you just, it can inspire you like to create a piece. And yeah, I mean, really just test it out. So I feel like I had a lot of inspo with that.
Opening your horizons too.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's
Yeah.
fire. How do you feel about like all over print? Like I feel like you do that pretty frequently, right?
So I've done that for like
the jackets.
jacket,
I have
I
a
did it for the
jacket. I
jacket.
have the black one.
Yes,
So,
sir.
Yeah.
I still remember. I remember at your pop up, you were looking spiffy in that, sir. Sheesh. Yeah, bro. I do like the prints just because it kind of resonates with like, you know, other designer brands that I've fucked with in the past. But you know, I don't want that to be like the bread and butter or anything. Like, again, this is like my logo in like a backwards beep, whatever, all over print. But I want to tap more into, again, like graphic design and like really venture into that. And even more so, like, for example, like my denim now, I just got them like patented.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. But like, I want to really,
So
like,
no one could do
venture
your denim, you're saying?
pretty much, yeah. So like,
great.
I mean, if anyone tries to do it, like, I could be like, hey, yo,
Cease and desist.
I'll need a check. That, or you could actually use it as leverage too. Like I could, you know, when I'm more, I feel like established and everything, I can approach brands and be like, hey, I have a patent for this. Like maybe you'd like to collaborate and like maybe we can make a piece together. So I feel like there's a lot of cool opportunities with that. But yeah, man, it's really just like the consistency too. I feel like I don't make stuff or I don't make enough stuff, and it's like it's time. You know?
Crazy. Your bottom collection, right? It just came out.
Yeah, so I did. So you know, when I drop stuff, I try to do like a full wardrobe and just like create a lot of options for people. But that also costs a lot of money and takes a lot of time. So like, I was pretty much very invested into creating like just the bottoms first. So I did like 3 denim colorways. I did 3 joggers. I have like a dress pant, and I also have like a pair of shorts. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Versatile.
a lot. You know, that's a
Yeah.
lot of stuff. But yeah, I got to tap more into like the tops too, because everyone always asks me like, yo, bro, why don't you have any shirts available? Like, why don't you have like any, like, you know, something like it's easier, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, you're right. Like I gotta create some shit. But again, like I don't want it to just be like super basic or anything. That's why I really need to like get the graphic design stuff down. You know what I'm saying? So it's, yeah.
I feel like pants are like crucial. Pants are very important to like a
They
fit.
are.
A lot of people say sneakers, but I think pants are more important.
Bro,
Like-
they go a very long way, man. Pants, I just love like heavier pieces. Like I'm a real big fall, like winter kind of guy. So like whenever you could like layer, I just love it. I love wearing jackets. I love wearing sweaters. So like I always focus on like sweaters, jackets, and like bottoms. But like as far as like t-shirts, like I'll be like, all right, I could do that whenever. So I don't really put a lot of emphasis to it, but I feel like I need to, because that's like a way easier, you know, because someone's not gonna be like, damn, like you know, even like a leather jacket, like the average person is not really wearing leather jackets, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, but everyone's wearing a shirt, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I got to make more stuff that is more accessible, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of want to tap into that too. Well, what about you? How do you feel like with your clothing? Like, do you feel like it's
so I'm in a transitional period with my clothing. I feel like a lot of my Pods print stuff was like graphics. And so maybe the opposite of you, where it's kind of more like t-shirts and it was a lot of like colors, and a lot of people would come and tell me like, oh, like I love this, but I can't wear this every day. Like if I wear this, I'm gonna stand out. You know what I mean? So I'm transitioning to like a more uniform style. So I haven't had a launch yet, but I want to start pushing palpable. So that's like my like higher end clothing, and like you're definitely like a big inspiration when it comes to that, because I want to do like more cut and sewn stuff. Like I like the mesh shorts I did, and then this t-shirt I did that was cut and sewn.
I seen you do the camo too, right? Like
Yeah,
was
the
that
cell camo.
that was tough too.
I just recently did these sweatpants. They're not cut and sewn, but they're like 16 ounces heavy. They got the hidden pockets. They got the adjustable cuffs. Podsprints.com. You can shop right now.
Yes, sir.
So it's like more higher quality and like easier to wear. So I want to venture into that, and I want to talk my shit. I want to be a designer too. So
you are, bro. What do you, bro? I'm looking to the left of me. Like, bro, this is crazy. Like, again, like you're a big inspo for me too. Like, as far as all the stuff that you make, and bro, it's like it's so raw seeing how you make stuff come to life. Literally, like I feel like you have ideas and like they become tangible. And I always respect anyone that does it. I mean, that's what started everything for us. You know what I'm saying? Like making a shirt.
Yeah.
it starts the dream.
It's crazy because like palpable literally means that, like it means tangible, and it's like another way of saying it. And I could say it in Spanish, like Pablo. So it's like it sticks with me. So that's what I'm pushing, and I want to have a pop up in May, like a launch party for that. I'm excited.
We there.
Yeah, it's gonna be fire. I wanna do it right. But do you know what time it is?
It's snack time.
I was really checking the clock. I was like, I can find out.
Do we have a
song?
Yeah. It's snack time.
It's snack time. You already know I'm about to grip my.
So in snack time, we rate a snack from 1 to 10. Today, I found out that Takis has more than just hot chips. I found some barbecue chips. So
what?
And I guess this like drink is considered snack time. So we rate this from 1 to 10. And if you guys want to use the bathroom or anything, these are Takis. So you've had Takis, right? Like
I've had Takis,
but I've never had the barbecue blast chips.
Yeah, I've only seen Takis, but I never seen the chips. I
didn't know they had like
P
other
and
options.
a Z.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Sheesh.
So we'll see what this
they're not even in the Taki shape.
Nah, this is like Lay's.
It's
crazy. As models, do you guys have to like wash your figure? Like,
I'm not a model. No, I eat like a cow, bro.
You guys are crazy.
I eat like a cow, bro. It's bad.
Well, if you're a physical trainer,
I'm a trainer, so
trainer.
Yeah, I do.
You kind of do.
I mean, I don't have to, but like it just makes me more creditable, I guess.
You like count your calories and stuff?
No. I mean,
my brother's on that.
My
brother's on there, bro. He wakes up, knows what he's eating. I'm like, bro, I can't do that. Meal preps. That's, shouts out to them, but like I could never. I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna eat this.
3, 2, 1.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Damn, you guys only took one.
I'm gonna blow my mouth.
It's like a normal barbecue chip.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was gonna be spicier.
Spicy,
yeah, me too.
I
really thought it was gonna be a little spicier. They're pretty gas though.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I haven't like ventured into chips. I've been trying to stop, but because my son, he loved chips, and he's getting a little chubby, so I'm trying to.
I don't know what it was with me. I was like a little toothpick, bro. I have like a weird metabolism too. I feel like it just
you could eat everything. That's fire. Yeah. You hoop though, right? Like you play basketball and like you work out.
I try. I feel like I'm never consistent with that, but I also have like a weird body where I feel like even if I'm not working out, like for example, I sweat so easily. So I feel like there's just always something where it's like it's just flowing out. Did you play sports?
Yeah, I did. My son or me? No, you said me. So I played baseball in high school.
Fire.
I was on the bench a lot, but I still played. And then like with my group of friends, we would always play basketball and stuff.
Okay, we got to hoop sometime.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm just not that good. But
it's all right. It's all right.
I'm more of a passer. I'm like a Steve Nash.
Oh, no. Behind the back assist. Yeah, those count.
You look like you play baseball. Yeah.
I did. I played baseball for like 1 year in middle school. I like baseball though. But I never really continued it after that.
Do you know Matt? Silhouette Matt. He's my homie. He's always pretty. He was owner of the studio up north too. He's like.
Does he have dreads?
Yeah,
I don't know him, but I've seen him on your stuff. Yeah, Silhouette Mate or something.
Silhouette. Yeah. So he someone told me that you look like the Hispanic version of him.
The Hispanic version of him. I gotta see him again now.
But you guys are both super fresh. It's funny. Yeah.
I need that hair though. I need that hair length.
But that's what you guys remind me of each other because you guys are into like the higher class stuff. Like I don't know, like designer, more like upscale.
I feel like to that point, I feel like again, like it might look like I'm into that because I'm in the industry again, but like, bro, I don't have too much design.
I mean, even right now, you got like all your stuff on, right? So
I really just wear my stuff, to be honest.
Yeah,
like,
that's how I feel.
These are looking beat up because I wear them all the time. The jeans, this jacket, since I got it, I feel like I never take this shit off. But yeah, for the most part, 90% of my clothing is just what I make, what I wear. If I have something from another brand, like a designer brand, it would probably be a jacket. Like I just have like jackets from stuff. I had jackets from Prada because I had like a nasty discount over there. It was like 50% off and I was already at the outlet. So it was already half off of that too.
Fire.
And sometimes we'd get like an additional 30%. So I would just finesse for like specific pieces like that you want to have forever. You know what I'm saying? But I would never pay regular price for that. Hell no, unless I got it. But even when I got it, I feel like I wouldn't really try to gravitate towards those things. I just invest in myself.
Growing up, I wanted to see like how your family like took about you wanting to pursue your own like fashion and stuff. You know?
Oh
like,
man,
were your parents cool with it? Or were they
so I mean, you know, you want to say your parents are cool with it, like yeah, like, oh that's a cool idea, you know what I'm saying? But like early on, especially like, you know, in high school too, like me wanting to do that, like, and also like, you know, I'm first gen, so like both of my parents come from like their countries. My mom came to America when she was like 16 from Mexico. My dad, I think he was like 18 from Haiti or whatever. So it's like they think that the only way to like be successful is to go to school, graduate, and then have a job, and then just like boom, do that.
Typical like immigrant.
You know what I'm saying? So like it was really hard to tell them like, hey, I'm very interested in like making clothes, and like, whoa, like you should, you know, my mom's a nurse. She'd be like, you should pursue this first to have like a stable job and everything, and like a stable income, and then, you know, then years from now, then do your stuff. I'm just like, that sounds cool, but like I want to do this stuff right now. Like I was trying to do the nursing at first, bro, during school, and I was just like, bro, this shit is not for me. Like I mean, it was like easy stuff, but it was also like, as far as school goes, like I was not very interested, bro. I didn't want to like really focus on that or whatever. So it was tough at first, but you have to make, you know, I always say this, you have to make the non-believers believers. So it took a lot of time before my parents were like, now my parents are like, oh, when's your next pop-up? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, when are you gonna make this? Or like, oh, can you make me this? But early days in high school, it was like, I think you should probably look at something else. Like, are you sure you want to continue this? Like, maybe you should stop. Maybe you should do this. But
that's how my parents are. It's crazy, and I'm sure they brag about you to other family members.
Oh, you know, now it's like, oh, look at my son's stuff. Like it's always like this. But it took years before they were like very, very confident and comfortable with talking about that, and for them to also understand too that like, you know, the route that I wanted to choose is not the same one that you guys have done, and you know, I'm still gonna be successful in my own regard, and I'm gonna like work my ass off. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like I'm over here just like kicking rocks and like, oh, like I'm not gonna go to school, or like, oh, I'm not gonna like pursue, you know, an education and get like a corporate job or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, again, it's just showing them that, you know, whatever you want to do, if you really put your mind and effort into it, like you could be successful in that. And I feel like that's for anything. Like if you wanted to just pick up poop for a living, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure you could find a way to make that very, very successful. And, you know, but yeah, it was a little struggle at first, a little rocky, but now it's like, it's all green. It's really dope.
Nice.
What about you? You said you had some pushback too?
Yeah, definitely. Literally the exact same thing. And then now they always ask me for clothing, or like just want to see like when the next event is. Well, my mom started working at like my pop-ups. I don't know if you had that arepa. Like she started selling her arepas. Like
I think I had some, but
maybe
I don't know if I didn't recognize her. You didn't introduce me to your mom.
Maybe not. But yeah, so she's always looking forward to those, and they're more supportive now. It's crazy. It's like everything's full circle, but we're also getting older. So it's like,
yeah, you know, they can't really be like, oh, please go back to, no, like just let me rock.
Yeah.
Could you think about like a specific moment where you kind of felt that switch, where you felt like they were on board and you had their support fully, or was it kind of just gradual over time? A
little bit gradual, but I remember like one time I felt like I had an epiphany. Like so again, like my parents, again, all my time and effort like was going to my clothing at the time. And when I was in school, like I could care less to like do like the homework and everything, and I wasn't doing the best with like my grades and stuff.
What were you in school for? Just medicine or like?
Yeah, first it was gonna be nursing, and then like you know, I was gonna go to North Park University and everything, but I was like, I don't know if I really want to do this, so I don't want to go to university right away. So then I went to a community college, and then I went to Oakton first, and I was still kind of doing like the nursing program, but then I was like, yeah, this is not for me. So then I switched to business marketing because I felt like it could, you know, correlate with my brand and everything. And then I went to Northeastern, and then even then still I was just like, you know, this is all cool stuff to learn, but I feel like it's not really like being applied to what I'm doing or what I really want to do right now. Don't get me wrong though, I learned a lot of skills and stuff too, but it was like, I remember like taking a shower, and then my parents were telling me like, you either have to go to school or, you know, you have to like work a job if you want to like live with us, because I was still kind of pursuing like my clothing stuff.
Yeah.
So I remember just like being in the shower one day, I'm like miserable because like I wasn't doing the best in my grades. They were helping me a little bit with like community college. And then they were like, well, you're not doing the best in school, so like you're gonna start paying for your own college. You're gonna be working still too. And I'm over here thinking, I'm like, I'm gonna be paying for my own college right now. I'm like, damn, like that's a lot of bread right now. Like I was like, nah, I want to invest my own money. Like they wanted me to put my own money back into school, which I didn't even want to go to. So I was just like, nah, like I need to talk to my parents. I remember just crying in the bathroom, like, Lord God, like I'm gonna talk to them, just like back me up. And yeah, I think it really was just like getting out of that comfort zone and just like, being at a low point and just like really approaching them with like how you really feel. And then they really saw that, and then like, all right, well, you have a plan. I'm telling them what I'm gonna do, what I'm trying to do. And they're like, okay, we're going to see what you do with it. And then I think that was like a big turning point, because like when they gave me like the confirmation, like, all right, like you're good. We're not going to kick you out. You know what I'm saying? Like you can work and just like focus on your stuff. I was like, shit, okay. I feel like that was like a nice switch. And then it made me want to go harder. It was like really motivating. And then, then subtle kind of developed after that too. And
nice.
You're the oldest too, right? You have
so I have 2 younger siblings. I have a little brother and a little sister. My little sister's the second oldest. My little brother's the youngest. I think my sister she's 4 years younger. I think she's 25 now. My brother, I think, is 22. I do have a half older sister though on my dad's side. I don't see her too much, but yeah, my immediate family is just me and my 2 siblings.
I always see you like post the videos, and it's so funny. Like, they're just hilarious.
They're like mini me's.
Yeah. Do you feel like you influence them as far as like fashion, or like are they into?
Yes and no. Like they're like conscious about what they're wearing and stuff too. My sister, she's always like, oh, I'm going to Aritzia. You know what I'm saying? And my brother too. He's into sneakers as well and everything, and he's like conscious of what he's wearing, but they're like completely different than me, you know what I'm saying? And I love that too. Like my sister's actually pursuing like medicine and everything. My brother, he's like a tech whiz, bro. This man, what's that, summa cum laude or whatever that shit is? Like he graduated early.
Damn.
He graduated like that. He went to Loyola, and he's doing like computer science and everything, bro. Coding and all that.
It's crazy that like they didn't follow in your footsteps type shit. Like
they're
what I mean? Like
all different, which is cool. But like my brother followed me in my footsteps in a lot of things. Like he's nasty at basketball. Like it's crazy.
Man.
Like I was also very, very straight edge. Like back in high school, I started like drinking and smoking like at 22. But my brother's still straight edge. Like I feel like I see my like a mini me. You know what I'm saying? But like he's just like way more disciplined. Like that's the guy that's doing like the calorie intakes and everything. Okay, he's going to the gym. He's doing jujitsu too. I'm like, all right, that's my guy.
Cool. I'm like fascinated by siblings because I don't have any.
You don't have any siblings?
No.
Oh snap!
But I got 2 kids. So.
Yeah, so you had to make siblings. Yep.
I just recently watched the Dave Chappelle special. He just dropped the one called The Dreamer. It's pretty good. He was like, I remember the last time I performed here. My wife was pregnant with my oldest. And it's like 24 years later, I smoke weed with him now.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Are you gonna try to do that in the future?
I don't know. That's like don't let my baby mama hear this, but maybe. I think I'm gonna let him find it. I don't think I'll introduce it to him. Yeah. I don't want to be the guy who influences him. But if he brings it to me, or like if I find it, I'll probably have a talk with him.
Yeah. Do you want to have more kids?
I want a girl, but not now. I just like to even it out, just to see what it's like. I feel like I always hear that I want to be the best dad possible. So like,
facts.
I want to see what it's like with a girl. You know what I mean?
I feel like too, I always hear like, I mean, I personally want to have like 3 kids, like whenever I have kids. I'd love to have a boy first, fingers crossed, God willing. But, as far as like a girl, I always hear that like, that's what changes you. Like you become like a different person.
Yeah. They say that like you'll die for your son, but you'll kill for your daughter. It's like, it's crazy.
Cause I'd be thinking about it. Like, I can just imagine like how like sick I would be like for my daughter. Like, I'm not going to be like, a super hawk, but like anyone like tries to play her, I'm outside. You know what I'm saying? Like, I already like got that energy, and I don't even have, a kid yet, you know what I'm saying? But like, bro, it's big ups to you, like, being a dad. And like, I know that you be killing it too. Like your son, I be seeing all the stuff that you be doing. Like your son's very active. Like you get your son in it too. And like, it's dope, bro.
He wants to be a YouTuber right now. Like he wants me to edit his videos, and he gets mad when I'm not.
But you're helping building his dreams, bro. And that's the big thing.
Definitely.
That's important.
I'm showing a different way. It's like, I think with girls, it'll teach you how to like be around like how like just a more feminine energy. Like even me learning how to live with my girlfriend at the moment.
Yeah.
Like has been very like life changing, and just like certain things that I don't think twice about. Just like putting the seat down and like clean,
Man, it's
clean
crazy.
more,
you have to
know
be
what I mean?
so unselfish, bro. It's crazy. Like even with my girl, like little things, bro. Like my crib, I have to make sure it's clean now. You know what I'm saying? Like there's just so many things that like that they notice that you have to be like, oh, I have to be on point now. You know what I'm saying? So it's for the better, but it's also like, damn, bro. Like I gotta make sure I'm on point. You know what I'm saying?
Rex is recently married. So.
Yeah,
congrats.
We celebrated our first wedding anniversary on
that was
the 28th.
beautiful. The pictures were fire.
Oh yeah, we did a little photo shoot in the Philippines a few months ago.
In the Philippines too?
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah,
but to them, the Philippines is like going next door. Like they could travel.
It's the far right. But that's where my wife is from. She was born and raised there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Came here when she was about 11. So that's definitely home for her. So she goes every year, and I try to tag along when I can.
Okay. Do you speak Tagalog?
No.
But he sings it.
I was born and raised here.
Oh,
I do. I have learned a bunch of Tagalog songs, most of which I don't know what I'm saying, but no.
But you'll sing it. Like you'll sing the Tagalog songs. Okay, that's what you said. You'll sing it.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
And I feel like I'll give myself some credit for someone that was born and raised here. I at least know how to do like the accent very well.
There you go.
So there's that.
How do your like parents feel when you sing it? Like, do they feel proud? Like,
surprised, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. But they always knew that, like, you know, they're very supportive of my music and just singing in general. My dad's also a singer and a musician. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you plan on having any kids soon?
Yeah, we're talking about it.
How many would you want?
3 is a good number. I mean, me and my siblings were 3. My wife has 3 as well, or 2 other siblings. So yeah, I think it runs in the family. So.
It's a good number.
Yeah, I got 3.
Yeah.
I spent my New Year's with them. So my family, they actually went to Canada, my parents.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't get to spend time with them for New Year's. So I was kind of like a little sad because I wasn't with them. But I stayed with my girl's family. And there's 3 of them too. They have 2 sisters. And it was just a bunch of girls because their dad was working, I guess, late. And we watched Cheetah Girls too.
Oh, shit.
When they went to Rome.
Is Raven Simone in that movie?
Yeah. Her name's
Nice.
Galleria. They have some crazy names.
They roped you into that one.
Nah, I was looking forward to it. I wanted,
Come on, let's watch it.
I like Cheetah Girls.
Pablo suggested it.
And we played Uno, and then they were dancing cumbia, and I was too tired to
That's
like,
beautiful.
keep dancing. But it was a crazy New Year.
That's fire. Yeah,
You guys have any resolutions?
Man, I was actually gonna ask you guys, are you guys like the New Year, New Me type of guy? I mean, I just want to like really be consistent. I want this year to be like consistency. I feel like last year was like a lot of like learning. It was also just really transitioning into like trying to balance like work and like really like focusing on work too, and the brand. But it's been tough. But this year, I feel like I want to be on top and just be consistent. Like at least. You know, I feel like I never post on like my subtle page, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I want to like at least do something like every month or like have like posts like every month and stuff.
Same.
Yeah.
I feel like these last 2 years, it was kind of like growing user friendly. And I kind of, not that I put pause prints on a back burner, but I kind of just been growing like differently. Just learning how to edit videos and Premiere and all this stuff. So I want to get back to pause prints and pushing my art and then the clothing for sure. That was one of my resolutions, was like to sell $1,000 piece and then to just have a really big pop-up. So I'm gonna make those happen. I try to keep them realistic for sure. What about you, Rex?
Yeah, I mean, I think the past year has just been just a lot of opportunities for growth. I think also just turning 30 last year kind of puts your mind in a different perspective. So I think going into the new year, kind of already in the flow of kind of just being older and just having a better idea of what I want to do. Just also consistency. I think I spent a lot of time also learning how to edit videos and audio for the podcast. So I haven't really released any music or really written anything. So I'm trying to get back on that as well.
It's cool though because we could use it in our content. Like for your videos, for my videos.
Totally.
Like I want to do more commercials, and I'm meeting all these cool people and stuff. Like I have another podcast, Proud Disappointment podcast, that I had like some comedians on, and it was hilarious. It was a great time, but they're like trying to be actors too, so I want to use them in a commercial. It's like stuff like that. And we need like user friendly commercials. We have new shirts that we haven't been able to put out, but we have the shirts.
Okay.
Stay tuned.
Merch for the podcast. It's like funny because as much as even though Jason and Square aren't here, like they like the attention to detail too, and like they don't want to put out a very mediocre product.
Very intentional.
So even with our merch, like we're trying to make it a little higher quality, but I don't know if that's the best route to take because it's like it should just be podcast merch.
Yeah,
like,
we'll see.
We'll see what this.
I mean, y'all got it in the bag. I mean, again, too, like doing this, like you guys are developing other skills that can be applied to Pabs, that can be applied to your music and everything too.
For sure.
And I mean, your stuff is going crazy. Like you guys are going crazy, and I fuck with it heavy. And I want merch. I want it all.
Hell yeah.
We're meeting a lot of cool people too, and even like the interview with Joe, like it opened up a lot of like doors.
Y'all snap.
And then he was saying that he dropped an item every week for 10 years or something, or like something like along those lines. So it's like you really do have to be consistent. It's like don't lose the quality within that. It's like so we'll figure it out. We'll be more consistent.
We'll get there
for sure.
Well, I think we should start wrapping things up. But before we end, I kind of wanted to just get your like quick hot takes on some like 2023 fashion trends and maybe some 2024 kind of fashion trends that you may be seeing. But the first one that I think I've been seeing a lot more of is like the return of skinny jeans. What do you guys feel about that?
Your pants are pretty tight. I feel like.
I mean, the first ones I made were a little, more like the skinnier side. I feel these ones are a little bit baggier. I will say, but it's crazy. I feel like I've seen like skinny jeans coming back. I feel like I've seen like super like parachute, like you can't see your toes, can't see your shoes. Like I feel like I've seen a lot of those. Man, what other trends I've been seeing too? It's weird because like being in like the field that I'm into. It's like you just see like the most outlandish stuff sometimes. So I'm just like, I don't know what's in season right now. You know, it's crazy.
I guess, is there anything that you did see that kind of intrigued you in a way that you didn't feel like you would have otherwise? Like, do you think there is something kind of off kilter that you gravitated towards in the last year, or something that you see coming up maybe?
So this is gonna be like bogus to say, but like I feel like I'm very, very like ignorant to a lot of stuff. Like my world really consists of like I'll just like go to work, and then once I'm done with work, I go back home and I just like hop on the video games and I'll just play video games and stuff.
What do you play?
Nice.
Right now I'm playing this. I used to play Fortnite. I'm a dog. I don't really like to toot my own horn, but like with video games, like I'm gonna talk my shit. I'm a nasty dog. You know what I'm saying? But like right now, I feel like I'm playing this game. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's a pretty nerdy game. I think it's called Smite. It's almost like I've never played it, but have you guys heard of like World of Warcraft or something like that? Yeah. So it's kind of like that kind of concept, but it's on console and it's like a third person type of thing. So I don't know. I'm very competitive and I love that game, but man, fashion wise, I don't even know what's going on, to be honest. I just whatever I feel like I need to make for my wardrobe, or like whatever I feel like I need right then and there, I'll just make it, and then like that's what I'm wearing.
That's good that you're not like trying to keep up with trends or like even because as a designer you make them, so it's like
you're a trendsetter. That's what's up.
One thing I noticed like last year was pretty popular was like puff print. I don't know if that was last year or like 2022, but I feel like everybody was doing puff print.
Man,
like,
I love puff print.
It's pretty cool.
I want to do puff print, to be honest. I think I still fuck with it. Like I just love seeing that like bulge and everything.
I mean, dope. Even that's like embossed, right? So
technically, yeah. This is like a little embossed puff or whatever.
I like embossed stuff too.
But I've been trying to like do shirts too and like designs with the puff print as well. I just have to find someone that could do a nice puff print because I've experimented with like other manufacturers, and a lot of times I'm thinking like I should just get screen printing done here versus like having them do it and then sending it over.
If anything, just like get the blanks.
Yeah, just get blanks cut and sewed and then just come over here and actually like do the screen printing, so you could like point out, you know, any errors or whatever. But yeah, it's I fuck with puff print. That's a term that I will be using for sure.
Nice. We don't have too many questions, but we do have 2 questions. Kevin, shout out Kevin. He asked, do you guys want to live in Chicago for the rest of your life?
Oh, what are your guys' answers? I'll go last.
I'll say yes.
Yeah, I mean, I always felt like Chicago was home for me, and Ariel, my wife, she always suggests or brings up the idea of like moving somewhere else, which I'm totally fine with, like for a certain amount of time. But I do think Chicago definitely feels like my home base, and yeah, even just traveling other places, it just doesn't feel
home.
You
like,
just always want to go back home. Just like after a couple days, you're like, all right, I need my bed. I need my like actual, you know.
Yeah, it's not
scenery.
even just about my space or my home. Just like, I don't know, the vibe, I guess, of Chicago is just different.
Yeah.
And I definitely feel like it just matches my personality and my energy.
Yeah,
but I'm open.
Same.
But
I would, like I said, I would want to live here the majority of the year and then spend winters in Colombia.
Sure.
I could do without winters here. I feel like it's not too.
The winters can get brutal.
Yeah.
For me, same thing. I mean, birthplace. Like I love Chicago so much. I feel like it's like a part of me for real. I don't want to ever leave. I would, you know, ideally, sure, I'd love to have like homes somewhere else. Like I'd love a house like in Japan or something, you know. And I would love to vacation there and stuff. But like as far as like where I want to die, I'd love to die here. I want to live here. And you know, a big inspiration to me, like growing up, my favorite superhero, because he was a real person, Batman.
Whoa.
And you know, Gotham, Chicago. So it's just like, damn, I'd be saying that I'm Batman. So I'm the light skinned Bruce Wayne. So like, I gotta stay here. You know what I'm saying? And gotta somehow make the community better. I'm not gonna be fighting crime. I mean, I could, but you know what I'm saying? I just want to make the city better too. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I got like a lot to do for Chicago first before I could think about going somewhere else.
That's good to hear, because I feel like a lot of designers want to go out to like LA or New York.
They dip out, bro. They get successful and like, all right, fuck Chicago.
Right.
Like, nah, bring it back here.
Sure.
You have to bring everyone else up with you.
Wait, hold on. That made me just think of another question that I had. But like, just being in Chicago or just born and raised in Chicago, like while you're, you know, while you've been kind of up and coming in your designing and fashion and everything, like, is there something in the Chicago designing and fashion community that you felt like was missing, and like how are you kind of filling the gap in that, or do you feel like you're just kind of adding to it, or
what are you bringing to the table?
So I mean, one thing I like to be is just like, you know, genuinely authentic. And you know, like LA, for example, like I feel like it's a lot of like, oh, if you're doing this and you can benefit me, then I'm going to talk to you. But it's like, for me, I never like that shit. You know, if you really fuck with something, like I want you to fuck with it genuinely. And like, you know, we want to welcome you with open arms. Like, I don't want to be on some like, oh, what are you doing? Like, oh, you're not too cool. You're not cool enough, you know, for me to like have you wearing my stuff or for me to talk to you. Like, that's so whack. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, it's like, everyone's equal to me. You know what I'm saying? No one's better than me. I might be better than you in some video games. But like, to me, it's like everyone's on the same playing field and I look at everyone equally. So I feel like I just want people to kind of like, I want to make a community where it's like, oh, like you're wearing subtle. Oh, you're wearing subtle. And you could just relate to this person off of that alone. They can be completely different than you. They could be in a completely different like field of work or whatever. But like, you guys have something that's like tangible right there. And like, you can make that connection. I want to, I want to like kind of make Chicago smaller. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, just make everyone kind of have like a different perspective on like, you know, just being united with others and just like uplifting other people too. Yeah. I want everyone to win in Chicago, you know what I'm saying? And not take it out somewhere else.
That was literally one of my topic ideas, because I read that Lululemon said, like, it's like the founder, he said that it's not for certain customers. And I was like, I hate that.
Yeah, what
it's
the
like,
fuck?
It should be for everybody.
You know, it's crazy. So at the Chanel store, they were telling me, like, I know one of the people over there, they were telling me that like, sorry, I had a burp. There's like certain times like where, you know, clients can come in and, you know, some people, it's like their first time being in the store, you know, they're going to make their first big purchase on something. So at Chanel, like, you know, if the person is taking forever, or is like, oh, can I see like your most like inexpensive bags? Can I see all the options? And they're taking forever. they're able to tell these people like, I don't think this is the brand for you.
Wow.
Can you imagine? Like you're over there, you've been saving up for so much, like, oh, I'm so excited to buy this item, and you go in that store, you're like debating between something, and because you're taking so long, someone's like, you shouldn't shop here.
Crazy.
Like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's so, yeah, you know, you want to make people feel uplifted and feel confident when you wear your stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm not going to wear something that someone's like, nah, you can't wear this. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Like, this is whack. But yeah, no, I think a big thing is just like, you know, being welcoming to everyone, opening all doors to that.
Fire. And then Chris, shout out Chris Loff, user-friendly alumni.
Hey.
He said, what's the hardest challenge you faced with Subtle, and how did you overcome it?
Man, so the hardest challenge I faced with Subtle, man, it's like a couple, to be honest. I feel like what we were talking about before, the consistency part.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you know, either having a post all the time, or like, you know, having, you know, clothes to have, or, you know, just content in general. I feel like it's tough to just consistently be on that when you have like a full-time job as well. And then again too, just like a lot of the failures of like creating a garment or creating a piece, and then it comes to you after, you know, 2 months of sampling, after money spent, and it comes to you fucked up, and it's like, man, I wanted to drop this next month, but now I got to make another edit to a sample, and now it's like that sample is going to take another, you know, 3 weeks to get, and it's like just the trial and error with that. But I mean, overcoming it again, it feels really special once you fall and you get up. You know what I'm saying? It goes a long way, and it sucks. It drags shit out. A lot of things can't go as planned sometimes, but as long as you adjust and adapt, I think like the world is yours, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of struggles, but you just got to keep finding ways to overcome them.
Let's go. That was a great answer. All right, guys. Thank you for listening to another episode.
Appreciate you guys.
30 pesos, yep. Pierre, Junior.
Thank you for having me, guys. For real, this is awesome.
Appreciate you for coming on. Follow us at User Friendly Podcast. You can follow me at Pablo Trees, Prince, pauseprince.com. Where can they find you, Rex?
Find me on Instagram, Rex Kwando Resurrection. On
go.
YouTube.
What about you, Pierre?
You can find me on Instagram, Dirty Pesos.
Subtle Garments.
Subtle Garments, duh, the brand.
Yes,
yeah, it's pretty. It's all really
Are
nice.
you on Twitch?
I was on Twitch. I was nasty, but no, I stopped doing Twitch. But I kind of want to get into that too.
Damn.
Yep.
Bro, I made stupid bread off that. I made one summer, like 11K.
Damn.
What?
Playing Destiny.
Just from people watching you and going crazy?
I was doing a lot of streaming. I'd get like donations like that, but we were doing like, have you guys played Destiny, or have you heard of that game?
I'm familiar.
So there's this like game mode that's like a 3-on-3 game mode where it's like 3 players versus other 3 players, and you have to get to 9 wins. Yeah. But like the further you get with like your winnings, like you'll go up against another person that's like 8-0. You know what I'm saying? So like the competition gets tough, but like a lot of people that are not that good at video games, like they'll ask for help. And I remember me and my friend were charging people $50 like a character, and you could play 3 people in one game, right? So I'd go on someone's account, my friend would go on someone's account, and then we'd have someone that we're carrying. Wow. And then we were making 150 every run. And the run, because we were pretty nasty. So I say this, I'm very like cocky when it comes to video games, but like, so we had like a 96 win percentage with over 1,000 games played. Damn. You know what I'm saying? So it was like we were winning a lot. Yeah, bro, we would make 150 every 45 to like an hour. That's how long a run would take. And it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Would
you just tell the third guy to just stay in one spot, like, and not do anything?
I mean, we'd be like,
then what if they keep dying?
I know, bro. You'd be surprised. We literally have to do a lot of 2v3s. There'd be a lot of like 1v3 clutches and everything. But sometimes like we would just have them like hide, because if you die, you can get respawned if someone goes over you and just like hit square. Okay. Yeah. So we'd be like, yo, just hide until like one of us dies and just come get the revive, and that's it. But yeah, man, it was really cool.
Damn.
Okay. So I was gonna say, like, sometimes I feel like when I play video games, I'm wasting my time, but you're actually making money off of it.
And that's what it was too. It was like, I'm already doing this on the weekends. I'm already sitting here like wasting time playing video games.
Might as well get paid.
Exactly. So then I was like, my mom couldn't tell me shit. I was like, Mom, I'm staying on this bitch.
Buying you a new Dior bag. That's fine. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Toodaloo. This was awesome, guys.
Great episode. Drop a bomb.
Sheesh.